I have a great guest with me. It's a rock star. He's a rock star in his own way. On behalf of Citrix and our overall customer base, Tim Minahan. Tim is the Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer at Citrix, a dear friend. We've been partners for a long time, and obviously we're doing a lot of work together. We've been doing a lot of work together. And obviously the COVID-19 situation added an extra layer of complexities and risks throughout the world, but also creating some opportunities to get more efficient. So on that note, I want to thank Citrix to be part of this beautiful day. Also want to thank Intel, our sponsor and key partner for all of us. So Tim, without further ado, how have you helped as two companies, two partners, our customers and partners in the past? And how do you think we're moving forward into the future, Tim?
Great. Well, first, Tarkan, thank you for having me here today. And on behalf of Citrix, we really value the partnership with Nutanix. To answer your question, what we're seeing, I think my teenage daughters would sum it up best. Because of the pandemic, companies really got woke to this need to embrace more flexible work models and to infuse greater agility into every aspect of their operations. We saw that in the opening poll. And that includes everything from their workforce strategies to the real estate investments to their IT strategies, so that they can scale up quickly to respond to the next inevitable unplanned crisis or opportunity. So for IT, this really means accelerating their app modernization efforts and taking that 1 to 3 year cloud transition plan and condensing it into a few months or even a few weeks. As it applies to customers that are already doing this together with Citrix and Nutanix, one great example is a joint customer in the manufacturing sector. And they've been using Citrix and Nutanix together to provide this desktop as a service capabilities, but to a single function or department. And they had a 2-year plan to get that to expand to all employees. But in light of the pandemic and because of the ease of scale of our joint solution, they accelerated that expansion into a matter of weeks, enabling all employees to work remotely and securely throughout this crisis.
So you touched on these all the right points, and Tim, and obviously we're seeing a lot of this new trends that are happening. You and I dialing from our homes, our new extended enterprise. Right. All of a sudden we have to think about all these new things. Our homes is the office now, right? In a sense. We're thinking about security, we're thinking about better customer and user experience or different personas and so on. So what are the other things that we should be thinking about, Tim, as we're moving forward in the year, into next year, in terms of customer partner intimacy, in terms of IP differentiation, operational excellence, how we run our business? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Tarkan, I think you hit the nail on the head. We're really seeing 3 realities emerge from this crisis. First, as you pointed out, remote work is here to stay. It's not surprising that coming out of the crisis, 3 out of 4 companies say they're going to make flexible work or remote work a more permanent part of their workforce and cost management strategies. The second point, as economies open up, though, we're seeing companies think about the return to office or back to office approach. And the only thing we know for certain is that back to office will be anything but back to normal. Companies are going to need to balance a physical work environment that not only keeps employees productive, but also safe and secure. And finally, as we talked about earlier, and you saw in the opening poll, because of all this, agility is becoming key to success. And all this really points to the need for companies to start by delivering a consistent and secure employee experience wherever work needs to get done, in the office, on the road, or as you just said, recently at home. And I'm very happy that Citrix and Nutanix are working together to provide this infrastructure that allows companies to enable this employee experience and gives IT the agility to scale up and adapt quickly, with companies able to really deploy a Citrix desktop on top of Nutanix within just a matter of minutes. And as one small example, such agility is what prompted a customer in the financial services sector recently, in the face of the pandemic, to expand its Citrix Nutanix desktop as a service offering to all employees. That's 57,000 employees across 6 countries that we're enabling to work consistently and securely throughout this crisis.
That's incredible. Also, tying to that, Tim, maybe another question. And one of our joint customers, one of the largest insurance companies in the world, in Europe, but with global operations, they're moving many of their data centers and consolidating them around our joint desktop as a service solution together with our back end and your front end, and deliver amazing user experience. This is becoming new normal now. This is the new normal now.
Yeah, what's really exciting, including in the customer that you just mentioned, is how savvy companies are really using this current environment to rethink their entire workforce and work model strategies. Another example is a national automotive dealership that's using our digital workspace and desktop as a service solutions to adopt an entirely remote call center. And that enables them to tap into new pools of talent that might be in remote locations or more affordable locations, and entirely new segments of the workforce that were previously unavailable to them, like the stay-at-home parent or the retiree or the gig worker. And I think, it's appropriate to bring up a quote from Winston Churchill, who once said, "Never waste a good crisis." And what's exciting for me is smart companies are taking the opportunity of this current crisis to rethink how they work and how they manage IT. And I think the world's never going to be the same again. And I believe we'll be all better off for it.
So all I'm hearing from you, let's help our customers and partners to navigate the danger zone. So on that note, maybe I let Brian to take away from here. Tim, you're awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Citrix. Thank you, Intel, for the great partnership. Brian, virtual microphone back to you, my friend.